Hey guys, ReviewTIJ, welcome to a new video. This is episode 5 of the team review. Sorry they haven't been out for a couple of days as useless. Ben hasn't been available to plonk for quite a bit. I think he's been doing work, etc., so I can understand. But yeah, so we're going to be doing Sauber today in episode 5. I hope you enjoyed the last video, which is episode 4 with Toro Rosso. And I'd like to welcome Ben for the 5th time. Hello, Ben.
Alright, mate.
Okay, that's a nice accent. But we're going to jump straight into it. And you're going to ask me the first question?
Yes, I am. And the first question is, what do you think about Hulkenberg's rise to form, as you put it?
Well, I'll be honest. Looking at the results, he only scored, I think I read this right, he scored 7 points the first half of the season. Second half, he scored something like 40. Now that is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. That's a fantastic, that was mind-blowing. But anyway, yeah, I think it all came about in Italy. In Hungary and Belgium, he didn't really finish greatly. But in Italy, just wow. He showed a fantastic performance. Finished in 5th. Then followed Singapore, not so great in 9th. And then I don't know what happened, but in Korea, a fantastic result. Holding 3 world champions behind him up. Lewis Hamilton and 2 more. Absolutely fantastic race for Nico. It's not like he actually held them up either. He was pulling away a little bit from them sometimes, so phenomenal. And finishing 6th in Japan, the same, he retired in the Indian Grand Prix, but it did say that he was classified as 19th, so he finished over 90%. Abu Dhabi, he didn't get points, however, finished in 14th, but then USA, he had a very good race. I think he finished just behind Fernando Alonso in the end in 6th, and then in Brazil, finished in 8th. So an absolutely fantastic, just fantastic rise to form. I think it was just the car. I think the car progressed, and I think he progressed as a person. I think Sauber are a good team, but this year they haven't been that good, I'll be honest. The car has been underperforming. He wasn't that great in the first half of the season, but I think Hulkenberg, the second half of the season, was just a different man. Totally different man. And he's easily up for a nomination for the best, the most improved driver of the year, but I don't think he's going to win that because another French guy, you might know, caused a bit of havoc last year. But I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Might be up for the winning, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore, like I say. So yeah, Hulkenberg, fantastic second half of the season. First half, not very good, but the second half, he was just a new man. So anything more to say?
Nope.
So I want to ask you the next question. What do you think of Gutierrez's rookie year?
Well, it was a pretty consistent rookie year. He retired 3 times, but apparently in Canada it was classified as 20th because he finished over 90% of the race, but that doesn't matter because he didn't score any points. And he didn't score in the points position for all but 1 race, and that was Japan, where he finished 7th, just behind his teammate Hulkenberg in 6th. And he picked up 6 points, his only 6 points of the season, which put Sauber on 57 points for the whole season, and they were only, 20 points behind Force India in the end?
Yeah, I think it's something like that, yeah.
Obviously, the majority of that was Hulkenberg, but for his rookie year in a Sauber, 6 points at the end of the day is better than nothing, and he did alright. He was close to the points in the majority of the races, finishing in 11th to 14th or 15th. Majority of the time, he had the odd 18th position when he actually finished the race. But yeah, overall a pretty consistent and safe rookie year.
Yeah, I'd just like to add, I know you don't watch GP2, but I watched him in GP2 in 2012, and I thought he was a pretty good driver then. I mean, he wasn't the best, but he was always up there. Yeah, but he was always up there, nearly scoring podiums, did every race. Matt Towson, I'm sure, can back me up on that one. If you're watching, Matt, But anyway, yeah, Gutierrez always good, nearly always scoring podiums, and I thought he was a talent from when I first saw him in the first race of the year in Bahrain. But he was doing very well. So I think he had to take the step down really to Sauber, but I think he's got used to that pretty good, and it is a very hard, I'm trying to think now, transition, that's the word, from a GP2 to a Formula 1 car, so I applaud him for getting 6 points. He was, if you look at the results, he was pretty close to the points in most of the races. For example, he finished 14th 3 times, 13th about 4 times, so he was always pretty close to the points. He only got the points in Japan, but a very good season for Esteban Gutierrez.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask you the next question, which is, what do you think the best team's race was, and what do you think the best individual race was for both the drivers?
Well, it's a bit awkward, this one is actually, because the best team race was Japan. Getting 6th and 7th was an absolute phenomenal race. I think that was 14 points for them. So that's 14 out of the 57 they scored all year. So that was a phenomenal, that's nearly a quarter. So a very good race for them. Obviously that's actually Gutierrez's best race too. So that's his best individual race. But you know what I'm going to say for Nico Hülkenberg. Korea! 4th place. Let me just reiterate. 3 world champions he held behind him. Just phenomenal. I think you guys all watched that race, so I don't have to tell you anymore, but just absolutely phenomenal from Nico Hülkenberg. So, yeah, I haven't really got much more to say about that. So I'm just going to ask you another question. It's not going to be very detailed, but what do you think about 2014? I know they've only signed 1 driver, but what do you think of the signing of Adrian Sutil?
Who have they signed? I'm not up to date with this.
Sutil.
Right, well, obviously the free seat there is for the taking. There's a lot of drivers looking for seats, and yeah, so that one's still up for speculation. I'm not up to date with the speculations, but I think Adrian Sutil can bring a bit of experience to the team. He's got the knowledge, not the knowledge for the up to date, technologies. He's only been in it for a year now with the new technologies, but he's definitely got just pure knowledge of how to set up a car and how to go relatively quick. So 2014 looks to be, at the moment, depending on who they sign, a kind of average year for Sauber.
Well, who do you think they will sign?
Oh well, I would like to say they'll just do a clean swap really and just get the Force India drivers, because I want Paul di Resta to be in F1, but I don't think they'll sign Paul di Resta.
If Paul di Resta signed, what would happen to Esteban Gutierrez?
That's the only thing. They built up that relationship with Gutierrez, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they've had Gutierrez for ages in a junior program. I think they would put Gutierrez maybe as a test driver. I don't know how this all works, but I don't know. Maybe they'll give it to Gutierrez and give him another year. I did hear a bit of speculation about this on Sky Sports F1, where they interviewed the team principal, and she said that he is capable of a few more years, but he's not ready for a first driver position yet. So maybe they'll give the second driver position to him and put Adrian Sutil up to first driver.
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, I think it's if he doesn't get another chance, I think it's disappointing, because I think he did have a decent year. So it's definitely a half decent one. I can imagine he'll be in there, because as you say, he's been with them for a hell of a lot of years. It'd be pointless to drop him. But someone like Paul di Resta, if he doesn't get the seat, unfortunately, he might be out of F1. But we're not going to talk about that this episode, because this revolves around Sauber. So, you need to ask me the final question, which I hate every time.
Overall rating.
Oh, God. It's a hard one, because Hülkenberg's been immense the second half. Crap the first half. Immense the second half. Gutierrez, decent. I'm going to give Sauber a 7.5 out of 10.
Alright then. Well, that pretty much wraps it up, really.
Yep, so that's it for this video. If there's any more subjects you'd like us to discuss, please put them in the comments. I'll comment back. Let you know my opinion on that. And thank you guys for watching this video. I've been Tej. Thank you for Ben to come on yet again. And we will see you in episode 6 for a team that have sacked both of the drivers at the end of the year. Thank you guys for watching. I've been Tej, and I'll see you at Force India.